Hello, my name is Linda Roberts. I'm the manager of the Nursing Workforce Center. Welcome to our webinar. The webinar is, Are you a nurse wanting to educate future nurses? The Illinois Nursing Workforce Center is teaming up with higher education institutions across the land of Lincoln to bring you a series of free webinars about the graduate faculty nursing education programs in Illinois for you to consider. We want you to explore the programs and find the right one for you. Today's webinar will highlight, in alphabetical order, Elmhurst College, Rush University College of Nursing, Southern Illinois University Edwardsville School of Nursing, and St. Xavier University School of Nursing and Health Sciences. The webinar is being taped and will be available on YouTube. A bit of background information on the Illinois Nursing Workforce Center. The Illinois Nursing Workforce Center, formerly the Illinois Center for Nursing, is Article 75 of the Nurse Practice Act and was created in 2007. The Workforce Center's mission is to advocate and ensure for the appropriate nursing resources necessary to meet the healthcare needs of the citizens of Illinois. As part of the Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulation, or IDFPR, it's the only health policy board within a state regulatory agency. Our advisory board meets 6 times a year. The Nursing Workforce Center website is nursing.illinois.gov. Easy to remember and useful, nursing.illinois.gov. It has useful information and resources such as license renewal, continuing education fact sheets for RNs, APRNs, and LPNs. We have lists and links to all Board of Nursing approved pre-licensure nursing education programs, all baccalaureate completion programs physically located in Illinois, and 90% of their courses are available online. We also have graduate education programs located in Illinois. There's a tab that has data and reports, all voluntary RN, LPN, APRN post-license renewal data that was collected and is in reports from 2014 to present are there, and a few older reports. There are also links to license renewal, to the IDFR license renewal portal, endorsement applications, open faculty positions in Illinois nursing education programs, and a few other things. Some of the work of the Nursing Workforce Center is through partnership with other state agencies, nurses associations, nursing education programs, employers, and state and national foundations to focus efforts on the nursing workforce. For example, the Illinois Board of Higher Education Nurse Educator Fellowship Program, an annual salary stipend, 3 faculty per school may be nominated per year, and that application is open through the end of the month, October 28th. With the Illinois Department of Public Health Center for Rural Health, there's an annual nursing education scholarship program. Funding for that program is from nurse license renewal fees. There's also the Illinois Healthcare Action Coalition partnership with ANA Illinois and the Illinois Organization of Nurse Leaders. This state association, we also work with the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation for the Future of Nursing, 2020-2030. Illinois Nursing Workforce Center, Nursing Education Post-License Renewal Resources. The Nursing Workforce Center website includes links to Illinois post-licensure and graduate education resources. For example, the Baccalaureate Completion Nursing Education Program, graduate nursing education programs. There is also a grid of the graduate education focus areas leading to system-focused roles. Which schools has the different programs, links to those different schools. There's also the Graduate Nursing Education Advanced Practice Specialization Grid. So which nursing education programs can prepare you for various APRN specialty areas. The IDFPR Nurse License Renewal Resource. The Nursing Workforce Center website, there's a tab, License/Renewal. It will take you directly to the IDFPR Nurses page, which has the link for license renewal as well as resources. Resources such as printing a copy of your license or downloading your license onto your phone if you're wishing to change your address, and a few other things. And that's the end of my presentation. If you have any questions, you can contact me. There is my email address. And I thank you all very much. Our next presenter is with Elmhurst College, and I just blocked on her name.
Right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the webinar today. My name is Dr. Becky Hewlett, and I'm an associate professor and the MSN and DNP program director at Elmhurst University. We're a private institution that's located in Elmhurst, Illinois, which is a Chicago suburb. We've recently been designated as an Hispanic serving institution and have received federal grant money to support our students of color. Our nursing program offers traditional baccalaureate, master's, and doctoral education programs. We have diverse models of program delivery ranging from in-person and hybrid to fully online. In our Master of Science in Nursing program, we have multiple points of admission, including direct entry into practice, with a baccalaureate degree in a non-nursing field, as well as RN to MSN and traditional BSN to MSN. Regardless of that point of entry, our master's program is approximately 2 calendar years. The direct entry option is full-time, in-person, or online, and is focused on the clinical nurse leader specialty. The traditional MSN program is part-time, it's in-person, and we are currently transitioning to more hybrid and online coursework for that program. We have 3 specialty concentrations: nurse administrator, nurse educator, and clinical nurse leader. The final 2 semesters for all of those specialties include clinical time in the specialty area of student choice. So for this presentation, I'm going to focus on the traditional master's program within the educator specialty. All first-year students take the same courses 1 night a week: theories, research and evidence-based practice, professional role development, population health, health systems, and outcomes management during their first year. Our fall, spring, and summer courses are set up in 7 to 8 week blocks of time. In the fall and spring semesters of year 1, students only take 1 class at a time. These courses are accelerated, so we cover a whole entire semester of content in that 7 to 8 week block. During the month of January at Elmhurst University, students concentrate on 1 course for the 4 weeks. We also call it J-term, and it also covers an entire semester of content in that short amount of time. We keep all first-year courses on the same night of the week, as about 98% or more of our students work full-time. In the second year of the traditional master's program, educator students can focus on developing their professional role specialty. In the fall, students take the advanced 3 Ps, which of course is pharmacology, pathophysiology, and physical assessment. They also begin their clinical time. Moving into the final courses of the program with technology and education, an educator specialty course, which focuses on curriculum development and evaluation, and then also the final residency. At Elmhurst University, we find all clinical placements for our master's students, specifically with educators. They get a 90-hour hospital-based experience with the first clinical rotation, where they're able to focus on a population of patients in a microsystem and begin a quality improvement project. In the final semester, students are finishing that quality improvement project with implementation and evaluation. They also have a choice in that final residency to either stay in that hospital-focused clinical rotation, or they can also be placed with our undergraduate faculty to focus on academic education. That residency is 180 clinical hours. We have a high level of student satisfaction, but the experience that our academic educators receive is phenomenal. They actually work with faculty creating lesson plans and in the classroom actually teaching. They do NCLEX review sessions with our students, just to name a few of their great clinical experiences. We offer these students a high level of autonomy while still supporting them as students learning their educator role. So next I want to tell you about our Doctor of Nursing Practice program. Currently we are focused on admissions for post-MSN, and we do include MSN educator students in that pool of eligible students. This differentiates us from others, some other DNP programs, and we believe that nursing educators with terminal clinical degrees are a valuable resource in both hospital and academic settings. The focus of our DNP program is systems leadership. This program is 100% online with practicum time spread throughout the program. Classes are also held one night a week and in 7-week blocks of time. On the next couple slides, I'm going to be showing you the Doctor of Nursing Practice curriculum. We do ask our students to come to the program with a preceptor and a project in mind, because that clinical time does start right away in the very first class. The blue font on this slide is what the students focus on during their clinical time for that DNP scholarly project. Our philosophy is to immerse these students in a project that allows them to obtain all the knowledge, skills, and attitudes that are required of a terminal degree, while keeping the time frame of a well-planned project realistic for success and sustainment. At the completion of the DNP scholarly project in the final semester, we do require dissemination and manuscript preparation. Students will become masters of the competencies necessary for a terminal degree through the scaffolding of our courses and the layout of the scholarly project, which is spread throughout the entire program. I'm happy to take questions either now or at the end of our session today, and I invite you to scan our QR code to request more information about our programs. Also, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hullett. Let me just go ahead and set things up. My screen. Are you able to see my screen?
It says it's starting to share.
Okay, great. I actually disconnected myself, which is why you heard that gasp. Hi, good afternoon. My name is Dr. Fred Brown. I'm presenting from Rush University College of Nursing. There, I'm an assistant professor and the director of the generalist education program. We do not have a traditional education program, but we do have an arm in our clinical nurse leader program that addresses education. And for any clinical nurse leader looking for an education position, there are university-based courses, which I'll talk about today, that will help them sharpen their education skills. So as we began our research about this particular topic, like where are the CNLs? So back in 2021, the Commission of Nurse Certification looked at the top 3 employment settings for clinical nurse leaders. And what they found was many of our graduates, or most clinical nurse leader graduates, are found in acute care inpatient units, other healthcare facilities. And the third rank was the School of Nursing and University Health. So we took that opportunity to strengthen the education component of our program, and we wanted to ensure that we can prepare our clinical nurse leaders to be nurse educators as well. So why Rush University? Our national reputation for academic and clinical excellence. Rush University is located with a top-ranked health science center. We're the academic component of Rush University's System for Health. We provide high-quality healthcare education. We have a supportive learning environment, engagement in the urban community, which is the West Side community here at Rush that we support, and our forward-looking education approach. slide. Our mission at Rush University College of Nursing is to integrate nursing practice, scholarship, and education throughout the diverse communities we serve, and to boldly lead healthcare transformation to ensure health equity across the continuum of care. Our vision is to lead nursing practice, scholarship, while driving health equity. So as I mentioned earlier, we don't have a traditional education program, but we have several opportunities for clinical nurse leaders and faculty to enhance their education skills. Here we have a teaching excellence boot camp. It's a university course put on by Rush University, and the College of Nursing also participates. It is a 3-day course, and it covers 8 particular topics. Learner assessment, informative and summative assessments, how to provide feedback, active learning, writing effective learning objectives, writing exam questions and rubrics, course organization, evolution of learning theories and adult learning theories, and learner management. The second boot camp that's available for faculty or CNLs is the Early Career Faculty Development Boot Camp. And that is another university driven course, another 3 days. And this particular course is a multi-university collaboration. So we collaborate with 2 other local universities where their faculty also participate in this course. And this particular course has 9 particular topics, including creating harmony with your work-life balance, effective time and optimization skills, mentoring and mentorship in academic medicine and health systems, and several other topics that are key for educators and faculties in this role. The other 3 opportunities for people interested in education includes our clinical faculty orientation. So anyone who is interested in faculty role also participates in general college overview, a faculty role and resource course, which is a component of that orientation, understanding our student support services, and clinical instructor resources. For online teaching, we have the online teaching and course design. That was a 5-week online asynchronous course that's available for teachers and educators, and that's put on by the Center of Teaching Excellence and Innovation. And then lastly, within our post-licensure CNL program, because we also have a pre-licensure program, today I'm exclusively speaking about post-licensure, there are 50 hours that the CNL spends with an educator working on an education project. There's also 3 modules of 3 modules Institute of Healthcare Improvement that our students complete. And then also there is a paper and video assignment to complete that portion of the course. Also part of this course from the leadership standpoint, they also spend 50 clinical hours with a hospital leader and also additional 50 hours with a case manager to round out their skills as a clinical nurse leader. About our program, we are currently online for our post-licensure clinical nurse leader program. It is part-time. If the students choose to work through the curriculum as designed, it can be a total of 2 years in length. The average class size is approximately 30 students per course. And we also have an opportunity to assist students with out-of-state clinical placement if we have students external to Chicago and our neighboring states. For our post-licensure program, we admit 3 times a year. You need to have a baccalaureate in nursing to apply, 2 short essays, a nursing license, an updated resume or curriculum vitae. We strive for a GPA at a minimum of 3.0, but we also use a holistic admission process, 3 letters of recommendations, a personal interview with faculty, TOEFL scores if required, and currently we are not requiring a GRE or clinical experience for our post-licensure CNL program. This here is a sample plan of study where we have in term 1 applied epidemiology and biostats, also with healthcare economics and policy and finance. Term 2 includes health promotions of individuals and clinical populations, and again, introducing our 3 Ps of advanced pathophysiology. In term 3, the students will be introduced to advanced pharmacology and research for evidence-based practice. Term 4, we move into organizational systems leadership and advanced health assessment. Term 5, clinical leadership and project development, and the CNL role practicum. And this is the course where they spend time with an education project, a clinical leader, as well as a case manager. And then for their last term, they spend time with their clinical project implementation. And some of those projects do have an education component, which gives them more experience in this area. We have a total of 37 credit hours that are required prior to graduation. This will assist in the 350 clinical hours that are required for graduation. And our students are also required to perform 50 hours of professional development. And those hours can be spent similar to continuing education units, hours that are spent to help deepen their knowledge in the role as a clinical nurse leader. We do require 2 campus visits with our students. Otherwise, these are all online courses. And one of the strengths of this particular program, there's lots of flexibility of the program of study. Students have approximately 5 years to complete the work prior to graduation. We do have 3 open application dates right now. We are filling spots for the spring term, so we keep them open for spring, summer, and fall. That is the general information about our clinical nurse leader program. Again, not a traditional education program, but opportunities for people who are interested in nursing education for a career. Thank you.
This is Linda. I'm just checking if Dr. K, I think Gail from SIUE, are you able to?
We are working on having her join us. We're still trying to patch her in, so I think we should go to the next panelist.
St. Xavier, would you be able to start sharing next?
Yes, of course. We'll do that now.
Thank you, Caroline. Dr. Caroline Wilson. I had written out St. Xavier's name, and I'm like, where is the faculty member's name? What have I done with it? Thank you.
It's quite all right. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Great.
Yes, we can.
Awesome. So good afternoon and welcome everyone. My name is Dr. Caroline Wilson and I am an associate professor and the director of the online graduate nursing program at St. Xavier University here in Chicago. Now our focus today is on the nurse educator track, but I will briefly touch on the other tracks we offer as well. To give some background, St. Xavier University is Chicago's first Catholic university and has provided a mercy education for 175 years. St. Xavier was founded in 1846 by the Sisters of Mercy, and while being Chicago's first Catholic university, it is also the first mercy institution of higher learning in the world. So it's evident that SXU has a long history and heritage of nursing education in Chicago. We began our first bachelor's degree in nursing in 1935. Our master's degree program began in 1960. And we were one of the first schools to offer an MSN degree for the clinical nurse leader. We also have a long-standing FNP program that launched in 1992. And of course, a nurse educator program that began in 2018. And we are a designated Hispanic serving institution. St. Xavier is a nationally recognized private university. The School of Nursing and Health Sciences MSN program is ranked number 6, best online graduate nursing programs by US News and World Report. And we also ranked number 9 in best value schools by the same organization. In addition, St. Xavier is a center of excellence in nursing, awarded by the National League of Nursing. We are one of only a select number of schools in the country to receive a continuous center of excellence designation 4 consecutive terms. So what does our ranking and reputation mean for you? So I've listed some features and benefits of our master's program. As I mentioned, our top online graduate nursing program ranking for the last 7 years. When you come to SXU and complete your program, you receive a quality degree that is respected and well known in the community and among our clinical partners. We have a smaller program with our faculty to student ratio of about 1 to 15 on average, which means that faculty and student engagement is enhanced and relationships are built during the program for professional references and networking beyond graduation. All faculty are certified for online teaching, so students will have a positive learning experience with knowledgeable online faculty who have realistic expectations. Our faculty teach in courses where they have expertise, ensuring optimal learning. We also offer a nursing academic success program where we provide coaches and resources for students to help them succeed as they come back to the academic setting as an adult learner and progress in the program. We also have academic advising, and each student is assigned an academic advisor who will be with them through the duration of the program. Faculty are evaluated after each semester and provide specific coaching feedback. And we also look very intently at student evaluations. These are reviewed and used to improve faculty performance to ensure high quality learning experiences. We have several tracks in our MSM program that help prepare students for leadership in various settings. All of our courses are 100% online, providing flexible learning opportunities to balance work, school, and family. And lastly, courses have content applicable to a variety of practice settings so that students gain real-life experience to apply in practice and grow professionally. So just a brief overview, SXU MSM programs are designed for working professionals. The majority of students work full-time while going to school. We have a diverse online student population coming from more than 16 states and from some of the top teaching hospitals. The program has a practical application focus, is student-centered, and we have a collaborative approach for practicum placement, with assistance by a clinical coordinator. We have 3 concentrations to choose from: the nurse educator, the clinical nurse leader, and the family nurse practitioner tracks. We also offer a postmaster's certificate in all of these areas as well. As I mentioned, the curriculum is provided 100% online. Most students take 2 courses per term. There are 6 core courses done by students in all of the tracks. So there is some co-mingling and collaboration among students in all of the MSN tracks early on in the program. We have a 14-week semester format, and there are 3 semesters per academic year: fall, spring, and summer. In general, courses are asynchronous, meaning there are no set times for students to log in. As students progress in their particular track, there may be scheduled check-ins and other types of synchronous online activities that take place depending on the course and the track. So the primary focus today is on the nurse educator track. Students in this track will develop teaching and learning strategies applicable to nursing and how to adapt to different settings, including the online setting. Students dive into educational theory for adult learners and look in depth at curricular design and evaluation, course and lesson planning, and how to create course learning objectives. In addition, students learn about evaluation techniques for classroom and clinical. When students complete the nurse educator program, they are eligible to sit for the certified nurse educator exam. What can you expect with the nurse educator track here at St. Xavier? Well, students complete 38 semester hours, as well as 225 clinical hours. Practicum hours span 3 semesters with 75 hours per semester in both clinical and academic settings. The program can be completed in 8 semesters, approximately 2.5 years. St. Xavier also offers other MSM program options, such as the clinical leader. Students in this program track focus on leadership at the point of patient care. They create and implement evidence-based practices improve patient outcomes, and learn project management skills for quality improvement initiatives. Students in this track upon graduation can sit for the Clinical Nurse Leader Certification exam. And we also offer our FNP track, which can be completed in 3 years' time. This program prepares students for the nurse practitioner role to diagnose and treat individuals and families across the lifespan. These students are eligible to sit for either FNP National Board Certification exam upon graduation. What makes St. Xavier University MSM program unique? As a Mercy institution, St. Xavier University challenges its community members to teach, learn, research, and act, not only for themselves, but also for others. Therefore, commitment to service is a central characteristic of the university, and this is reflected in our students who graduate and go on to practice in underserved communities. St. Xavier University professors are dedicated and trained in online education, provide a strong, well-planned curriculum, and participate in ongoing program evaluation to continually enhance program offerings. So let's look at admission requirements. We require a GPA of 3.0 and a minimum of 1 year RN work experience, in addition to 3 letters of recommendation and a personal statement. All prospective students apply online. Applications are reviewed by the Graduate Admission Committee on a rolling basis as they are received. And we have 2 times for admission, both fall and spring. We are currently accepting applications for our spring semester. Very important to graduate education is financial support. St. Xavier University offers financial support for our graduate nursing students. We have a clinical partner discount with a 20% tuition reduction that can be used by students in our local area. I listed a few examples of clinical partners that we have here in Chicago. We have a more expansive list available as well. We operate a nurse faculty loan program using funds awarded through a HRSA grant over $400,000. SXU operates the student loan fund to provide loans to students enrolled in advanced education nursing degree programs who are committed to becoming nursing faculty. The program aims to increase the number of qualified nursing faculty nationwide. To be eligible for the maximum 85% cancellation of your loan, students must agree to serve as a full-time nurse faculty at an accredited school of nursing for a consecutive 4-year period following graduation from our program. SXU offers an alumni loyalty discount of 10% tuition reduction. We also are a participant in the EdCore EdAssist program. So prospective students, check with your HR department to see if your organization is part of this program to receive a tuition reduction. And lastly, SXU offers various graduate scholarship opportunities for students. So make your professional career a priority. The next step is yours. We are here to assist in helping you to reach your professional academic goals. Our next semester begins soon, January 9th, 2023. I encourage you to reach out to me if you have any questions about the program, or to our graduate admissions department at St. Xavier University. The contact information is there listed on the slide. Again, I encourage you to prioritize your professional goals and strongly consider the rewarding and essential role of the nurse educator. Use your clinical knowledge and expertise to educate the next generation of nurses. We need you. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to helping you with your next step.
We'll be getting started in just one moment. Thank you all very much for your presentations, and as soon as we get her connected, we will have Dr. Kay I think last name is Gail from SIUE presenting about Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville and their program. So give us just one moment. We appreciate your patience. I'm sure it's because of the cold weather we're having in Chicago. I had to wear a winter coat today, so I'm sure that didn't help anything. And if you have questions, you can put questions in the chat. There is also all of our presenters have provided contact information at the end of their slides. So we have that information available for each of the different programs that we have. And I can think of, I'm not certain what else that I have that's useful for you right now. Except for I'm very happy that we're getting this started and it's going to be taped and available for those that weren't able to participate at this lunch hour. Chris? We're doing tag team nursing right now. We should be started in just one moment. Since we have a little bit of time, let me just say that the Nursing Workforce Center has sent out emails to all the APRNs and FPA APRNs on Monday requesting participation, voluntary participation in our workforce survey. The RN survey distribution was on Tuesday, so that went out to the 200 some odd thousand RNs, and thus far we have at least 20% response rate from the different professions. And we hope that if you haven't responded to the request for participation, that you will respond. We're collecting information through the end of October. Chris said that he has...
Hello there, can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
All right,
Yep.
I think we are good to go. We have SIUE here ready to present.
Is the PowerPoint started, Chris?
Yes, we are ready when you are, Kay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for inviting me to be part of this webinar today, and I'm sorry we've having these technical difficulties. Chris has been wonderful trying to get me connected. This first slide, as you see, I added this quote. There's some pictures of campus, but also a quote by Maya Angelou, which I think represents our perspective on students and relationship with students and how we feel about nursing. As a nurse, we have the opportunity to heal the heart, mind, soul, and body of our patients, their families, and ourselves, which we have to really keep in mind as nurses. They may forget your name, but they will never forget how you made them feel. It's very important for us to develop strong relationships with our students. Even in online programs, we make a very strong effort to do that. Chris, next slide, please. Here's my name. I am currently the Interim Assistant Dean of Graduate Programs in SIU, and I know we're talking primarily today about the Master and Nurse Educator program, of which I'm very proud. I want to also mention that we have a master's degree in healthcare nursing administration. We have a DNP program for nurse anesthesia, family nurse practitioner, and mental health nurse practitioners, and also an MBA DNP program, as well as a postmaster's DNP program for those who already have master's degrees. Okay, Chris, go ahead. The next slide really talks about the two options we have for students who are interested in nursing education specifically. We have a Master of Science with a concentration in nursing education. This particular program is a 33 credit hour program, and I'll go into a little bit more detail about what's in that program in a few slides. It's 33 credit hours to complete all of the requirements. We have 270 practicum hours, and those practicum hours are focused in 3 different courses. The progression plan that is generally planned for students is 7 semesters, and within that, the students take 3 to 6 credit hours each semester. And this coursework is online completely. It is an asynchronous program, so students get on when they want. There are modules set up that are weekly. Students complete modules. A lot of communication happens through discussion boards among the students, and then with the faculty, with assignments that focus on what the students read about. So there's a strong connection between what the students are reading about, discussing on discussion boards, and then doing small assignments so they're actually applying what they're learning. Because our goal is at the end that the graduates of our program can develop a lesson plan from start to finish, know how to use a learning management system, and have all the nuances in between, how we evaluate, design courses, the whole ball of wax. These students that are in our program can choose whether they want an academic focus to their education or they want an organizational teaching focus. They want to work in staff development, even patient education. So each student kind of molds these practicum hours and practicum courses with their general guidelines, of course, but they mold those practicum hours into what type of nursing they want to, nursing education they want to eventually do. In addition to the master's degree, we also have a postmaster's certificate in nursing education. It's a 21 credit hour sequence of courses. There are 7 courses involved, and there are 270 practicum hours, so the same number of practicum hours. With either of these programs, the students choose a progression plan. Of course, we have a curriculum planned for what students take before the next course and that sort of thing. But the students decide, based on trying to find work-life balance, what speed they want to go through the program. So one student may decide to take a course a semester, other student may take the 3 to 6 hour credit hour, which would get them done in 7 semesters. So we have some flexibility with scheduling. And they work that progression plan out with their graduate academic advisor. The next thing I'd like to talk about is corporate partnerships that we use. Chris, if you'll go, okay. I'm not keeping up with you, sorry. Corporate partnerships that we have with several healthcare organizations. These are large organizations in the St. Louis area. Barnes Jewish Christian Hospital in St. Louis and all their associated hospitals and system. Mercy Hospital Group in St. Louis. A system called HSHS in both Illinois and Wisconsin. And we have a corporate partnership with SSM Health in St. Louis, which also has many hospitals as part of that system. Within these corporate partner agreements, students who want to go through our nurse educator program apply in their hospital for tuition remission. If they're accepted to the program, their hospital pays for their tuition each semester. The students have to purchase their books, whereas other students are not corporate partners. We have a textbook rental system on campus for those that are not in a corporate partnership. I would say probably about a third of our students in our nurse educator and our master's program, we have 2 master's programs, probably about a third of them are corporate partner students. The really nice thing about this corporate partnership is that it starts at RN to BS level. So we have a fair number of students who complete their bachelor's degree in our RN to BS program and then move right into our master's program. They're familiar with our online education. They're familiar with some faculty, feel comfortable continuing their education with us, which we're very happy to provide for them. We're talking about community college partnerships. We've also developed an RN to BS program, and not only do students who already have their RN license from an associate degree program, we also have relationships with Illinois Eastern Community Colleges, Lewis and Clark Community College, which is in Godfrey, Lakeland Community College, and Shawnee Community Colleges. Students from these programs, again, feed into their master's programs, and as they are completing their BSN program, we have some courses that they can take in the master's program while they're finishing their BSN. So they have a faster trajectory to get through the master's program. And we try to make that as seamless for students as possible. The admission requirements for students, there's a graduate school application and $40 fee. We want to see students' transcript from any post-secondary academic school that they've attended. We require a BS degree in nursing from a CCNE or ACEN accredited program. And if graduates apply to our program that are not from those accredited bodies, we will evaluate them on an individual basis, but we really look at students more strongly from the accredited program. Minimum GPA, we say it's 3.0 on a 4.0 scale, and this is minimum undergraduate. We look at science undergrad and their total GPA. This has become a very flexible factor for us. We are in the process of moving toward holistic admission, so we're looking at things beyond GPA. For instance, if a nurse has been out of school for 15 years, they have a strong record in their job, their work performance, they've led committees, they've been in evidence practice improvement projects, they are way beyond, and their skill set is way beyond what their BSN GPA is. So we look very carefully at other factors other than GPA. We look at a personal statement and what the person says about why they want to be a nurse educator, why they want to come to our school, that sort of thing. In addition, we look at 3 professional references. 1 has to be from a manager, 2 preferably from nurses holding graduate degrees in nursing, and those references basically ask for a letter, and then to have the references rate the applicant on various characteristics such as leadership, communication, that sort of thing. And then we also would want the applicants to have at least 1 year of nursing practice. So that by the time they graduate from the program, they would have had probably 3 years, 3.5 to 4 years of nursing practice, which should give them a really sound foundation of being experts in nursing practice. Our core courses are probably very similar to a lot of their programs. We have a theory guide practice course, biostats with EPI, evaluating evidence to improve care, and then leadership and healthcare policy. Our nursing science core is probably very similar to other programs. We have advanced pharmacology, advanced pathophys for nurse educators, and then an advanced nursing assessment, and within a practicum course that focuses on professional role development and advanced practice. So the students in that program may work with a master's prepared nurse educator who teaches wound care, who works with wound care. They may be a diabetic educator. They may be a lactation consultant, an advanced practice role at a master's level. And then within that, the students also work with a nurse practitioner to continue to develop their assessment skills. The specialization course is getting into the nursing core, the education core, teaching and learning theory and socialization, curriculum theory, design, and program evaluation. And then the last 3 that are listed here are these are very foundational to basic knowledge about education, but the instructional design, assessment, and evaluation of learning course is the first practicum course. Second practicum course, advanced specialty nursing practice with nurse educator. And then third, the nurse educator role synthesis. All of these are 90 hours of practicum. I said earlier the students are given criteria, so they have to be with a master's prepared nurse preceptor. I got that on the next slide, so let's go to the next slide. These are the 3 courses that basically were outlined previously. Students do choose the emphasis of what type of teaching role they're interested in, and then they use that, they develop their own goals, and then they plan their practicums with experienced preceptors. Master's prepared educator with 2 years of experience in the role an academic or hospital-based educator is the minimal expectation we have of our preceptors. We see this as an opportunity for students to network within institutions, to decide how to meet people, how to negotiate, that sort of thing. So this networking is important for them in arranging their own preceptors. We do provide guidance for students. We do help them secure preceptors, but we really encourage them to find their own preceptors, and then we make sure they meet the requirements of our precepted experiences. Faculty stay in close contact with students and the preceptors through email, and an evaluation tool is completed by the practicum preceptor, and then even discussed with the faculty member. Actually, we have a couple of high impact practices that I want to highlight. The first of those three things is that we're developing a holistic admission process. And part of that you heard about me discuss when I discussed about not looking at GPA. We no longer require GRE. We're looking at other characteristics of our applicants other than their undergrad GPA. So we're in the process of fully developing a holistic admission process for that program as well as our other master's program. We also use virtual reality in instruction for 2 of the practicum courses. These are realistic scenarios that an educator will experience, the real-time experiences. I don't know if anyone has seen a system called Immersion. I put it up here so if people wanted to look at it. Basically, the faculty creates scenarios that would be challenging to communicate with students about maybe their grades. Or the student made a mad error, how are they going to have a discussion with the student about that? So these scenarios are set up, students read what the situation is, and then they interact in real time with an avatar on a television screen. And with this system, you can have high resistance, low resistance, medium resistance. So the interactor who's interacting with each student, the interaction is different based on what the student actually says. The students have given us rave reviews about that, talk about that being one of the most important things that they've done other than practicum. And then we debrief, of course, and talk about things like, yes, you have permission to fail students if they don't meet criteria, and you use the clinical evaluation tool to make that decision and so forth. So I think it's a system that prepares students to really interact with students in confrontational situations. And then the final high impact practice is our final project for our degree. We did not have a thesis for this, but in the final practicum courses, students are required to apply all course components and also use the learning management system to show that they can start with a syllabus, develop a syllabus, write course description, course objectives. Then they take that syllabus to create an outline. They do that part in a group of students with similar interests. And then within that's a course, so that's a team, so to speak, who's developing the syllabus, because we all work in teams as educators. And then each student takes part of that, learning that course and develops it. So we might have a group of students who want to do hospital education. So that group of students could create a residency program or components of the residency program, creating lesson plans, active learning activities, how they're going to evaluate learning. All of that goes into the final project. Once all of those parts are completed by all the students upload all of their materials into the learning management system we use at SIUE, which is Blackboard. Whether a student works in a healthcare institution or an academic setting, they're going to use a learning management system. So students are given the opportunity to put all those components together in one project. And then upload it to Blackboard so they get this instructor feel of using a learning management system. This final project, in addition, requires the students to reflect on their learning and explain how each program outcome was met across all of their learning experiences in the program.
SIUE, Dr. K. Gale, we only have a couple minutes left. If you wanted to, if you're near the end, that'd be great, so we can take questions or final comments from our other presenters. Thank you.
My final comment is work-life balance is very important. We understand that students have challenges of short staffing, COVID-related concerns, family concerns, and we very much feel it's very important for us to work with our students and work around those so that they can create work-life balance. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. For our other presenters from Elmhurst, St. Xavier, and Rush, did you have any final comments before we wrap up and say goodbye?
Nothing other than thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. I think this is wonderful, Linda. I appreciate you coordinating.
Yes, thank you. And if people are doubting whether or not they can go back to school, don't worry about it. Just do it. We'll help you out.
Thank you all very much. I do have to say that who was I? Was one of the nurse faculty fellows that I met a few years ago. I think she started grad school at age 62 or something like that. So you can do whatever you want to do. We thank you all very much for your presentations and making the time. We know that some people had a little bit of difficulties with logging in, so I am very grateful that we've been able to tape this presentation, the first of our webinars focusing on the Illinois Graduate Nursing Education programs that help us prepare nurse educators for the future. The next presentation will be the first Wednesday in December. I think it's December 7th, and we will have 4 more colleges and universities offering opportunities throughout the state of Illinois. Thank you all very much. I appreciate you making the time, and we look forward to having this available for people to review on YouTube. Chris, do you have anything?
Nothing from me, Linda. Thank you.
Okay, well, let's all say goodbye and safe travels, everyone.